BTM, but this man who actually is sporting a different pair of trunks this time. We have Costa spawning at the 4 o'clock position.
As the Orange Brutals player.
Oh.
And over here in the, I guess the 10 o'clock position it is? We have our Zerg player in the blue trunks on this funky map. It is from Team Evex, Alexander.
You know what? I'm gonna call Costa the Golden Avenger from now on. Because he's been killing Zergs across the galaxy, man. That is his title now. Like, Protoss have very fancy titles, bro. Didn't you know?
I did not, but I do now. So actually,
map...
Costa has been doing something really interesting here with the gateway openers that he's been doing. He's been walling off at the ramp, getting them every time. Now on this map, actually, I think that's completely reasonable. Because this not only defends your main, it also defends your natural. And what you might normally do is place your gateway next to your nexus, and then do a wall off at your natural. But since you can't actually do that, this makes complete sense to me. And that's, I think actually the Shakura's map has that as well.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised we're still using this map because this was in the IPL, and as we both know, IPL has been dead for the longest time.
Yeah, man.
Kind of sad that it died, but because IPL 3 and 4 are really good in my opinion, especially 4 in terms of production. 4's production was just insane, man. Like, wow. You know what the worst part about IPL 4 was?
What's that?
Zergs. Zergs everywhere. I play Zerg, and I'm saying that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, man.
Hey, want to see the GSL final? Zerg versus Zerg, Broodlord Infester. This is so exciting.
No, free units versus free
so
units.
Much wow. So much wow.
Such terrible. Right, so we have a pretty typical opener from Alexander going for the pull hatch. Could probably have gone for the hatch first, considering this, again, is a back door position. Making it a lot easier to hold off against cannons and stuff.
Oh, you know, those rocks actually reminded me of the recent StarCraft's cartoon, which was awesome!
Oh, yeah, the one with Dustin Browder?
And David Kim, bro. David Kim was just... Why hasn't he done voice acting before? He's so good.
Because he's a game designer.
Yeah, but he just sounded so natural, man. Like, holy shit. I was like, David Kim, you sound so excited and awesome. It's nerfing time.
Yeah,
you know, the
really
best
cool.
part about it was the end. Spoiler alert, the mules in the background.
Oh, yeah. Now everything is fixed. And then
The mules in the background.
That's so good. That was good fun.
Yeah, man, they nerfed everything. The thing which just nerfed the most is the Infestor. Oh, they nerfed it too. They nerfed it all the way back to alpha build, man. That's how hard they nerfed it. And yeah, the probe is checking out Alexander's base at the moment. The Golden Avenger just wants to be sure what's coming his way. May end up losing the probe. Nope. Gets to the high ground in time, and the queen just gets out of range. Gets in a couple more queens. I kind of like this because he's got out the 2 extra queens. One will be most probably dedicated to pooping and to defense, and the other 2 will just be there to say what's up.
Yeah, what's up queens are pretty good, and also it gives you a queen dedicated to doing that creep spread. And that is something that a lot of Zerg players, in particularly in ZVP, it seems to be undervalued for some reason.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Like, I saw, like, if you watch Deer's game versus Jadong, you'll know how important it was to have proper creep spread. Like, he used the Overlords to connect his main to his natural, right? And it ended up saving him so much time because the reinforcements from his main would just end up on the field so much quicker than you normally would have.
Yeah.
So you didn't even need Glad Reconstitution to defend. You just needed burrow and proper creep spread.
Oh yeah, and then like being able to defend a push with significantly less investment in terms of resources is one of those corners that as Zerg you want to cut every chance you get. That's
well,
the whole reason.
Still spent the resources, just in a different upgrade.
Well, yeah.
Like, isn't it burrow still 100, or have they changed that?
No, it's still 100.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I just mean if you can use the resources in a way that's going to benefit your long-term plan, rather than having to deviate from that to defend a push, then you know that's a big gain for a Zerg.
Indeed, indeed. And what's a big game for the Golden Avenger is getting up his Void Rays at the moment. And we do see these Zerlings. They are slowlings, though. They haven't got their Nikes yet. They're still using sandals. And you know what the most annoying thing is when you wear sandals and walk across a big, like, wasteland like this?
What's that?
It's those little stone pebbles, man. Like, do you know how painful it can be, like, when you walk on a pebble with, like, very thin-soled shoes?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, it's so bad. That's why the Zerglings walk slower, man.
Ah, it's just because you know they don't want to get them hurtings.
Yeah, man, it's like really painful. Like you step on that and you're like, never again. So, nice creep spread here, though.
Yeah,
He's like
absolutely.
slowly creeping towards this third base, and of course he has connected. He should actually break down the backdoor rocks. Like I'd say, break them down, bro. Like if he has, oh no, he's gonna take care of the supply depot first. Right now he's pretty bare boned, but interesting enough, both players have about the same supply. This is different.
Yeah, absolutely. If we look at the worker count, we see that Zerg is just steaming ahead at 50 workers. A big difference from the previous games where much army was made and very few drones were actually made. So this is where you want to be a
Push.
Zerg. And these zealots are going to be here to try and disrupt that as much as possible.
I think this is going to be very bad for Alexander. I mean, he's been cutting so many corners to get an economic advantage that he's left himself a little bit open. Sporecrawler will be sniped, though. Now he's going to go into the mineral line. I think he kind of misread the situation, and this push should actually end up winning the game for the Golden Avenger that is Costa.
It definitely could. It's going to be a difficult hold for Alexander. He's going to lose this third at very least. Oh, not enough energy. Or a little bit of a whiff force field.
I think it was
Get out. And
Or maybe
that's
he
the third.
initially thought he could catch them, but just was like, nah, he'd leave himself open. So he has killed his third, so it's a big win for him.
Absolutely.
And I think Alexander got way too greedy there, Ryder. Like, at the very least, you should have, like, a few Zerglings at the front of your opponent's base so you
Yeah.
can see the push coming. It's like, it's one thing to deal with a warp in from the back. It's another thing to see those Stargate units and sentries making their way across the field, so...
Pretty much. Pretty much exactly that. And he's going to retake the third, but he is going to be behind economically. Now, he might actually try to do a bit of a counter push, try to offset that somehow. But with the army composition that Costa has, it's going to be difficult. In particular because Alexander doesn't have a lot of hiders out just yet. He's making a lot more, so that's can give him a little bit of a better position in that regard.
You know what I'm confused about, Ryder?
What's that?
Alright, first I'm going to ask your opinion about something. Do you think that this is the big map, or do you think this is a small map?
I think it is a small map.
So, my question is, why don't Zergs try and tech into swarm hosts on this map?
That's a very good question.
Yeah, because like the whole philosophy behind swarm hosts is you'd want to like first expand towards your opponent and get that massive swarm host count in, and then just move them across the field. And as you can see, moving them across the field on this particular battleground, like that shouldn't be that. It's like the only difficult thing would obviously be getting to that swarm host count. But if you play pretty standard, ignore the hydralisks and go straight for swarm hosts. Like, and also just use your creep spread and spore crawlers to help deal with, and queens to deal with the void rays. You should be fine. Like,
Yeah, that's actually not a terrible idea, but you know. So
I would force like some siege.
Oh, good pick off.
Yeah, some free units are always nice to have. He will no, the roach does get away. Yeah.
That roach, man, that roach is so excited to be alive. He's like, holy crap, dude, you're not gonna believe what just happened to me. I had a void ray shoot at me. I'm alive, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm
it's
alive.
Like, he's got some battle scars to tell all the female roaches about. Like, I fought against the Golden Avenger and I survived.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I imagine it would probably sound more like. But
Well, obviously, I was translating, man.
Oh, sorry.
It's a sub version, man. Nobody watched dub. What do you think this is, anime? So, a massive push is coming, but oh, this is really smart though. Alexander's bought him a little bit of time here with this multi-prong push. Like, I kind of like this. Like, if the Golden Avenger Costa pushes out, Alexander can just come in from the side. So, oh, don't really think Alexander's in a great position if he fights that army head on. Sure, he's got a lot of DPS, but those force fields will render it all for naught.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna have to flank it and catch it off guard in order to do anything.
Oh,
And
like
that's
this?
actually what he's looking
Like
to
this?
do. This is
Oh.
pretty much perfect. The Zealots are not
Oh,
participating
the Zealots,
in
they
the
can't
fight.
get in! They can't get in! The Zealots are being locked out by the force fields! Everything is starting to melt! This is a dream engagement, and now the Hydralisks are going to work! The Roaches are in the front! And I think somehow, some way, Alexander's done it! Alexander's done it, Ryder!
Holy crap, this is the perfect, most perfect flank Zerg probably could have wanted to get in a million years. That is amazing. That is exactly what he needed. And he's now on full steam ahead to take out this third base and trying to retake this game. There's the GG. Alexander takes game number 1 after the most amazing comeback.
Wow, those force fields ended up locking out all of the Zealots. They couldn't get into the front lines. They were stuck behind. They were taking so much damage, and the Roaches and Hydralisks were like, okay, we're totally cool with this. And you got a really nice concave. And once the Zealots were down, there was no legitimate threat. Like, everything could just shoot at all the significant units. The Hydralisks could go to work safely on the Void Rays. They could go to work on the Stalkers. The Roaches could go in. They could soak up even more damage.
The funny
from
thing
these
was
Stalkers.
that the force fields that were thrown down by Costa actually ended up helping Alexander because he got his
Exactly.
Zealot stuck.
Yes.